The Lakers season is over. What's next for the Lakers? We got big takeaways. What do we learn about JJ Redick? What's LeBron's future hold? Do the Lakers need to make a trade? And could that be Austin Reeves? That's coming up next on The Big Lead. What is up, and welcome to The Big Lead. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to The Big Leads, the hottest stories in sports in less than an hour. And if you are new, we're doing a giveaway. We're getting tons of subscribers. We're getting close to 2,000. Once we hit 2K, we're going to be giving away a Luka Doncic, Luka Magic number 77 Lakers jersey. Maybe we should give it an Anthony Edwards jersey away now, but no. Hey, you can still wear it for next season. Hopefully he signs that extension and he's going to finish his career in LA. So once we hit 2K, giving away a Luka Doncic Lakers jersey, all you have to do is three things. Subscribe to the channel, have the notification bell on, and then third thing, comment Luka Magic down below. Got my man, Noel Sanchez. He's rocking with us. We'll check with him in a little bit, get his thoughts on the end of the Lakers season. But lots to get into, so let's get right into it. We will start with the Lake Show, who went out with a whimper last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is a Lakers team that most thought would win this series. The corny Lakers in 5. I mean, all that is out of the window now. The season's over. They're off to Cancun, and now it's about what's next. But before we get into that, I think the most frustrating thing about last night was that was probably the most winnable elimination game that the Lakers are ever going to have. That's probably the most winnable elimination game where the Minnesota Timberwolves were begging the Lakers to win that game. This is a Minnesota Timberwolves team that missed 18 straight three-pointers at one time. They were 7 for 47 from beyond the arc. They shot 40.4% from the field. Oh, that probably means their best player, right? One of the future faces, if not one of the current faces of the NBA, Anthony Edwards, he probably had an incredible game, right? It was probably a statement game, a coming out party on a big stage for Anthony Edwards, right? Ant went 5 for 19, 0 for 11 from beyond the arc, had 15 points, but it was the assist with 8, rebounds with 11. The effort numbers were there for Anthony Edwards. So why did the Lakers lose last night? Well, we'll start with the dumb decision by JJ Redick. JJ Redick's aura that people are talking about, him as the future Pat Riley of the league. I have my doubts on JJ Redick now. And yes, he was playing without a center. Yes, it's a flawed roster, but the stubbornness, and it started before the game. I don't know if you guys saw this. JJ Redick was asked a question about if he was going to lean on his assistants, and he snapped on the poor guy. I know that guy. The dude from, he does the play-by-play for South Bay Lakers, right? That one dude. And JJ Redick got irritated. He says, oh, does that mean because of the decision I made that I don't trust my assistants, da-da-da-da? And he stormed off. This is LA, dude. You're going to get faced with tough questions, and you got to sit there and answer them. And if you don't like the question, you give the short answer, and then you can move on to the next. See Popovich, see Phil Jackson, see Bill Belichick. All the greats know how to handle the media if they don't like the questions you're being asked. And then to go with Maxi Kleber making his first appearance as a Los Angeles Laker and then completely exiling Jackson Hayes, that was the nail in the coffin for this Lakers team, because that is the number one reason why they lost last night, was points in the paint. Rudy Gobert had 27 points, 24 rebounds, and 2 blocks. It was the best game ever for Rudy Gobert. You even had Shaquille O'Neal on Inside the NBA at halftime faking that he was barfing because he was reluctant to want to give Rudy Gobert his credit. But he was doing so because of how well he was playing. The Lakers made Rudy Gobert look like prime Will Chamberlain yesterday. 27 points, 24 boards, 2 blocks. Minnesota out-rebounded the Lakers 54-27. They had a 20-10 advantage in points in the paint and second chance points in the paint. The Wolves, like I said, 14.9% from beyond the arc, but you were dominating the paint, 56-40. JJ Redick benches Hayes the entire game. You go to Maxi Kleba, and then you end up losing in the fourth quarter. You look at that centerless group for the Lakers. Doncic, Reeves, Dorian Finney-Smith, LeBron James, and Rui Hachimura. They finished the series with a minus 10.9 net rating. So look, yes, the Lakers don't have a center. Yes, the Mark Williams trade fell through. But still, you have to adjust. The playoffs is about adjusting. It's a game of adjustments. And JJ Redick's adjustment was no adjustment. It was just to go with the same guys you have, throw out a Maxi Kleba. I don't know if they think they found something in Maxi Kleba and the Lakers can win this series in 9 games, but that's not happening. And then you put LeBron James in a tough position. You put Luka Doncic in a tough position where you're going out there having to play a little out of position, having to put more effort into rebounding. And then that explains why the Lakers were absolutely atrocious in the fourth quarter. The Lakers in the fourth quarter this series were historically bad. One of the worst fourth quarter performances ever. That falls on coaching as well. Fourth quarter is where you set your team up from a rotation standpoint, from a schematic standpoint, to have some success. And in this series, just 16.9% of the Lakers' points in this series came in the fourth quarter. 85 of their 502 total points. That is the lowest percentage by any team in any playoff series in NBA history. This is all-time bad fourth quarter performance by the Lakers. They were outscored in the fourth quarter 127-85. They averaged 17 points in the fourth quarter on 29% shooting, 23% from beyond the arc. That's dead last of any of the playoff teams. LeBron James and Luka Doncic, they went a combined 4 for 18 the last 2 fourth quarters. And yes, it's fatigue, it's execution, but you put your team in a bad spot when you do stupid things like play a lineup entirely for 24 minutes like JJ Redick did in the first time ever in the play-by-play era. The Lakers could have won this series. You came out flat in game 1. You came out tight in game 5. And I think you're going to look back in this series and say, yeah, was this Lakers team going to win the championship this year? Were they going to hoist a Larry O? Probably not. But you shouldn't have lost to a 6-seed Timberwolves team, being the only 3-seed Lakers team to do that. So I think that last night it was really a disappointing outcome for a Lakers team that really lost to a Minnesota Timberwolves team that was ready to lose. The Lakers did not want to go back to Minnesota. They wanted to go anywhere else. Their mansions in Bel Air, in Beverly Hills, in Brentwood, Cancun, Cabo, Paris, wherever the hell. It was anywhere outside of Minnesota because they had no interest in winning last night and continuing that series. It was really one of the most embarrassing playoff losses in the history of this franchise, if we're being completely honest about this. You have Luka Doncic, who played better when his back was actually hurt. You had Austin Reeves, who gets a big fat F for last night, just the way he played. It was disappointing, man. This is a Laker team that should still be playing basketball today and looking ahead to a game 6 to try to force a game 7. But they went out sad, and now it's 1-2-3 Cancun. But here was Luka Doncic after the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously a lot of different things we can do. I can do. Obviously, everybody got to get better. And, we're going to have a long summer. And we should focus on what we can improve as a team, as individuals, so everybody. I didn't think it yet, I've been focused on basketball, so obviously this is the time, now to think about everything. Yeah, I mean, it's been great, honestly, the way the fans accepted me, it's been amazing. The way the community accepted me has been amazing, so I'm really glad that I'm here. I had a couple months. obviously trying to learn about everything, about the city, about the team. So just trying to process everything.
So look, I mean, at the end of the day, I still feel like the Lakers won this season because of Luka Doncic, if you're looking big picture. But Luka, I mean, defensively watching him out there, as great as it is to have Luka Doncic, and I'm not subscribing to the memes. I saw someone post a meme that had Nico Harrison doing that funny face where he's doing the side eye saying, "What did he know?" Look, we know that Luka Doncic is not the perfect all-around player. And the truth is, I mean, just kind of watching this franchise my entire existence, essentially, you've had guys that's great offensively, but can also turn up on defense when you need to. Kobe Bryant was a lockdown defender in his prime. Even LeBron James has made so many highlight plays with Cleveland, not as much of a willing defender with the Lakers, but still can get stops when he needed to. And I thought LeBron defensively was really great during certain stretches of this series, making big time winning plays. But I don't know what Luka Doncic needs to do. I don't know if he needs to hire a different trainer, get a different chef, commit more in the training aspect. But hey, you're in LA now, man. Like, you're with the Lakers. You need to get in better shape, man. Like, straight up, he needs to get in better shape this offseason. He is not in peak performance shape. When Kobe was at his best, I remember there was a story where Kobe, before he scored the 81 points, where he talked about one time he went home and he had a full, big, large pizza and a 2-liter thing of grape soda, and he felt kind of gross after, and he woke up the next day and it was Mamba mentality for the rest of his career as far as dieting and exercising. Luka Doncic needs to have that moment, man. Like, you're 26, like, if you want to stay like for example, the back stuff in the second half, like, if you're in better shape, does that happen is my question. I mean, no one's doubting the talent. No one's doubting what he looks like when he's at his very best, because we know that that's elite. But if he wants to be the player that he can be, which is already a 5-time, first-time All-NBA guy, he needs to get ideal shape. I want to see him on media day where it's looking like, hey, I want to see people doing like, oh, is this Ozempic Luka Doncic? Or, hey, this is Mamba mentality Luka Doncic. Because that's not going to cut it here, man. It's probably okay in Dallas. It's probably okay in Phoenix. It's probably okay in other markets. It's not okay with the Lakers, because now he has entered this era of his career where if he doesn't win a championship with the Lakers, it's going to be a colossal failure for his legacy. Say what you want about LeBron James and the bubble ring, the Mickey Mouse ring, whatever you want to call it. It's a ring, man. He won a championship. And you can't look back and say LeBron, as a superstar, didn't win a championship with the Lakers. Luka Doncic does not want that to happen to him. And to win a championship, I think he needs to be at his best. Yesterday, I give Luka Doncic basically a C. I mean, 28.7 rebounds, 9 assists. It looks good on paper, but 7 of 18 from the field, 2 of 8 from 3. He did not, yes, he was playing through the injury with the back, and they were targeting him on defense, especially Julius Randle, absolutely cooking Luka and Austin Reeves in this one. But hey, he was sick one game, and he hurt his back one game, and that's 2 of 5 games. If you want to be the face of the league, if you want to be the best player on the Lakers, hey, you got to do that. Now, as far as his future with the team, on August 2nd, Luka Doncic can sign an extension with the Lakers. And I think that going into that, they're hoping that, hey, they're going to do that knowing, hey, we made some moves. We put ourselves in a better position to have some sex with you. And we've got a 4-year, $228.6 million extension for him on August 2nd. That is kind of where he would be at. So, yeah, I love Luka. I'll feel a lot better tomorrow about Luka. I love the fact that, I would do the AD trade 100 times out of 100, no doubt about it, with a bullet for sure. But still, I think for him to truly, truly maximize his career with the Lakers, I really think that the people around him and himself, they need to have some hard conversations about, hey, like, what is ideal shape for me. So that's kind of my first takeaway there. Now let's get into LeBron James. Here was LeBron James after the game, and this is where he's talking about AD, right? Yeah. So LeBron James, LeBron's a great post-game interview because every single word that's always coming out of his mouth is calculated. Think about LeBron James. He's hyper intelligent. His basketball IQ is a million. And he doesn't just say things. If he doesn't want to answer something, he'll turn on his head. He can put reporters in their place if he needs to. He can also be very candid and have some fun with it. And here was LeBron when he was asked about just playing centerless basketball and how that impacted the Lakers.
No comment. I'll never say that because my guy AD said what he needed, and then he was gone the following week. So I got no comment. I put that uniform on every night. I gave everything I had, and that's all that matters.
So interesting, candid remarks from LeBron James talking about the Anthony Davis trade. That was pretty fascinating to me. I mean, they made the decision to not play Jackson Hayes, and then what happened? It was Rudy Abdul Gobert Jabbar, man. It was Shaquille O'Gobert. I mean, and I think that LeBron was probably out there saying like, hey, man, like, did you ever stop to think what this does to me defensively? Because LeBron scored 0 points yesterday in an elimination game. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that hasn't been the same guy since the groin injury. It hasn't been the same guy since the Lakers started playing a lot of centerless basketball. That does not put LeBron in a great place to be able to finish games and score at the end. So that is a pretty jarring thing to hear him say. It almost makes you wonder, is LeBron suggesting there that had they acquiesced for Anthony Davis and got a formidable starting center to pair with Anthony Davis and LeBron and Austin Reeves, does that put this Lakers team in a better position this year to compete for a title? I don't know if he means that, but we know how close he is with Anthony Davis, a clutch client. It is interesting to me, but I'm going to bring Noel in here on this one. What is your take and what's your reaction to LeBron saying that? I think go a lot of different ways.
It was pretty funny when I first saw it, especially the joking manner he said it in, but he knows exactly what he's doing. And the fact that he said my guy AD after this, because that Shams clip went viral before that Celtics matchup. And then, it's something that AD had been asking for a long, long time. But I think the biggest thing it shows is kind of this, I feel like there's this distance between LeBron and the front office now. They saw what happened to the team when LeBron wanted a Russell Westbrook trade, when he wanted a third star. They didn't get DeMar DeRozan when they had the chance. They didn't get Zach LaVine when they had the chance. They didn't get DeJounte Murray when they had a chance, The Lakers front office started moving in their own direction. And even though their stars clearly wanted something, another big man, they kept waiting and waiting. And when the time came, they instead traded for a future superstar and traded away their best big man in Anthony Davis. So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be really interesting to see this summer. I saw Shams saying that LeBron is expected to come back next year. He's not going to retire, but I think he's going to have his eyes really, really set on Pelinka and the entire front office to make some moves, or where we might see this distance continue to grow between them.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that LeBron, he's good at deflecting, can change the narrative. We know he's a master when it comes to that. But the truth is, I mean, Le GM is not making the moves anymore. And this is an indicator of that. And when it comes to him returning, I don't think he has a ton of leverage. I really don't. I mean, I think that for LeBron, yes, he's got a no trade clause. And on June 29th, he can opt into a $52.6 million contract or become a free agent. Or if he decided to opt out and take less money, he could set the Lakers up in a position where they get their full MLE, can free up some space right there. You could possibly get under the first apron. Maybe you get some flexibility. But I think for LeBron, he wants to stay in LA. He doesn't want to move to another team. You were gifted a Luka Doncic in his prime. I mean, the only opportunity I could see for LeBron that would make a lot of sense is if he went back to the East and if he went back to Cleveland in some capacity, had his farewell tour, had his day in the sun there, because the West hasn't been as nice to LeBron as the East has. LeBron, last 8 years in the East, all finals appearances. In the West, the first year did make the playoffs. Second year, they won the championship in Orlando. Then you get bounced in the first round. After that, you didn't make the playoffs. Then you get swept in the conference finals the year after that. Last year, you get swept. And this year, you lose in 5 to an underdog 6 seed Minnesota Timberwolves team. So I think the big question I have on the Lakers is this. Can you win a championship right now with LeBron James as your second best player at the age of 40? And as much as I respect LeBron, he's one of the GOATs. There's no doubt about that. Even yesterday, 40 minutes in elimination game, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. The Lakers clawed back from a 14-point deficit. They had a lead at one point. I think the answer is no to that. I really do. Even if you get a decent center, we're talking about uncharted waters. We're talking about unprecedented minutes and age. I mean, we're talking about an age where most really good players, you're like, hey, are they going to join the big three? Are they going to play in Ice Cube's big three league? No, like what he's doing at this age will never be done again. It's incredible. It's mind-blowing. They need to study his DNA and freeze it and do whatever they need to do to find out what planet he's from, because this isn't normal to be able to compete at this level at this age. But it was a disappointing performance from LeBron yesterday. The jumper wasn't there. And when the jumper's not there, it's because he's gassed. And I think when he's gassed, it's because he's old. So I don't think the Lakers can win a championship with LeBron James as their second best player. I just do not. And that's not a slight at LeBron James. It's just, hey, Father Time is undefeated. And even though LeBron can still be a great all-star player, a top 10 to 15, 20 player on certain nights in this league in the regular season, even with a better roster around him, I think that the league has gotten to a point where it's a younger guys league. The pace is as quick as it's ever been. The power shift is happening as we speak. Teams like the Thunder are getting better. You still have Prime Jokic. You have Anthony Edwards, who you just faced. You saw the meme with the Grim Reapers taking out the Legends. So I think that the Lakers are kind of at a crossroads here where it's, do you go the LeBron James farewell tour, where you go to every single arena and there's the video montage about King James being the GOAT, and then all the other players come and clap for him, and that he's trading jerseys and signing shoes, and you're doing that for an entire season, and then he makes a big speech on his last game, and hopefully he drops 60 like Kobe or whatever it may be. And yes, there's a lot that comes with that. A lot of nationally televised games, lots of merchandise. Everyone wants to say they saw LeBron James one last time in year 23. Hey, Bryce James is eligible in 26. Who knows, right? But if you go that route, which they presumably are, then I think that you're losing a prime year of Luka Doncic. So that's another thing that they're going to have to ask themselves. But the only way to get out of it is be like, hey, LeBron, you can have a conversation. Do you want us to facilitate a place for you to go? Or does he opt in on that same deal? Or does he opt out and put himself in a position where they have more assets? But I'm going to ask Noel, take a look at the crystal ball. What do you see for LeBron James' future?
I think Shams, he's been pretty much on the money the last 2 years when it comes to specifically clutch clients. I think he has a really good in. It makes sense for LeBron James to come back. You know, he's always going to play that card after they get eliminated that I don't know about my future. I got to reevaluate with everyone, but he wants that farewell tour. He knows that everything that comes with that, he wants to go pay homage to everywhere he's played at. But that's really the real conversation. Can they make the moves necessary this offseason to still have that farewell tour, make all that revenue, but also maybe contend for a title with a Luka Doncic that will have an offseason of training, a full training camp with this squad? Maybe you let go of Austin Reeves, you bring in a wing, bring in a big man. But I definitely envision at least one more year of Bron on the Lakers.
Look, I do too. I mean, I think that it's going to I don't think he wants to leave LA. I don't even think that as much as he wants to win another championship, I think that if it happens, it happens great. But I don't think that it's a Tom Brady on the Bucks. I need one more before I go out as desperate to prove Bill Belichick wrong and that kind of stuff. I don't think it's that. And look, you look at the numbers in this series: 25.4 points per game, 9 rebounds, 5.6 assists on 48.9% shooting. Everyone's going to take that, right? You want that. But like I said, I know people. Oh, how you can disrespect the GOAT? How you can disrespect LeBron James, right? Oh, you're disrespecting LeBron. I'm not looking at LeBron for what he did for his entire career, right? I've already said it a million times. I mean, you can make the case he's the best player ever. He's in the conversation. That's what you want to be. I'm looking at the fact that he ran out of gas. Is there any Laker fan out there that's saying he didn't run out of gas in the fourth quarter? And they were even doing that during times when he had Anthony Davis, right? And the thing is, if he's running out of gas in the fourth quarter of round 1, what would he even look like in the fourth quarter of the NBA Finals after a second round in a conference finals in the toughest conference in the sport, the Western Conference? So I'm just, look, I mean, like I said, this is not a sunshine pumping Lakers podcast that's trying to tell you everything you want about your current stars. I'm just telling you what I think is going to happen. I'm pretty sure you could run this clip a year from now or 2 years from now and 3 years from now and all end up being right. Is that I don't think the Lakers will win a championship with LeBron James as their second star. And that brings me to Austin Reeves. So here's Austin Reeves, who the Lakers needed to be great. They needed Austin Reeves to be elite for himself. They need him to be a version of Austin Reeves just because of how top heavy this roster is, how limited they are from the center spot, how good defensively the Timberwolves are. Here was Austin Reeves after the game talking about the series he had against the Wolves.
Obviously, this wasn't our expectation, our goal. But to be honest with you, as a group, we just didn't play good enough to, beat them. That's really it. Just continuing to, grow together. Obviously, they're unbelievable basketball players, and the more time you spend, not with just them, but the whole unit, you're just going to become, more cohesive, more together, know exactly what, you're going to do every possession when things get tough, when you're rolling, how you want to play the game. I thought we did a really good job of that in the regular season, and we just, like I said, we just didn't play good enough in this series. I mean, I think there was, I really just don't think we played good. You give credit to Minnesota. They, played a really good series. But I think it come down to just us not being us. And obviously I didn't have the series that I wanted to have. So, you can, point the finger at me.
So give him credit. He answered the questions. He said what everyone was thinking, and he admitted, hey, he did not have the series he wanted to. If you look at his line for this series, averaged 16.2 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 3.6 assists. All that talk about him being the best third option in the sport, I never want to hear again. I mean, I didn't even believe that even when that conversation was really started. If you know the other guys around the league, we won't really get into that. But the truth of the matter is with Austin Reeves is he has been a playoff riser for most of his career. Did have a good series against the Warriors a couple years ago in the playoffs, but this was really bad. And I think that for Austin Reeves, kind of the things that stick out is he didn't look athletic. He didn't look fast. He looked smaller. He looked like he got pushed around. He looked like that he wasn't physical enough. And that's playoff basketball. And that's where this organization is assessing their overall success, right? So if you're not going to be good in the playoffs, then what good are you going to be for the Lakers? And I think with Austin Reeves, I mean, he goes 5 for 14 last night, 2 for 10 from beyond the arc, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And I think in the context of this series, there's no other way to sugarcoat this, that Austin Reeves was bad. I mean, he underperformed significantly when they needed him to be great. They needed the regular season great version of Austin Reeves, and he didn't show up. I saw a meme out there that was the Scooby-Doo meme where they show up and you're taking the mask off and it's Austin Reeves and it's actually D'Angelo Russell. And they were comparing him to D'Lo. So I'll say, I said this a couple weeks ago. I said this leading up to this series, that if Austin Reeves did not play up to his capabilities or play well enough to help this team win, that I would explore a trade for Austin Reeves this offseason. And I think that the Lakers have to decide that with Reeves, I mean, Reeves is a great value contract. He really is. But if you think, like I said, if LeBron James, can you win a championship with LeBron as your second star playing the minutes that he played during this series? I don't think you can, but can you do it with LeBron as like your second-ish, third star? A guy that can pick his spot, stay fresh? Yeah, then I do think you possibly can. And Austin Reeves, as a trade asset, is their best path to getting an upgrade as a third star. Hollywood, you got to nail your audition. Sometimes you only get one chance at it. Austin Reeves bombed the audition to be the third star with Luka Doncic and LeBron James. He just did. And if the Lakers are serious about wanting to win a championship with Luka and LeBron, if they're not, then fine. If you're not, and you just, okay, LeBron farewell tour, we got Luka under contract for 5-6 years, we'll win a title when he's like 28, 29, 30, fine. Keep Austin Reeves, the value contract. But if you want to win with Luka and LeBron specifically, I think you have no choice but to trade Austin Reeves. I don't think it's even an option because that Austin Reeves got pushed around. That Austin Reeves was a one-way player. You need your younger players to elevate and carry when your 40-year-old dude is trying to keep gas left in the tank for the fourth quarter. With LeBron, he's a classic, man. You got to rev that thing up a couple times for it to turn over. Austin Reeves should be, hey, it's pushed to start. But that wasn't the case. And you look at his contract, I mean, $13.9 million is what he's set to make in 2025 and 2026. He has a player option for just $14.9 million in the 2026-2027 season. So Austin Reeves, he definitely is going to look attractive to certain teams out there, especially when you look at the year that he had in the regular season. He was really, really good. I'm not discounting that at all, but I'm looking at this in the prism of how do you win a championship next season if you're the Lakers? Now, here's some guys I would look at to trade for, and we're going to dive deeper into these guys in the coming days and weeks. But the first guy is kind of the big white whale. This would be a big one for me. Is if the Memphis Grizzlies are looking to blow it up, could you put together a package to pursue Jaren Jackson Jr., Austin Reeves, Dalton Knecht? By the way, Dalton Knecht and Mark Williams played the exact amount of minutes this series. Tells you a lot about that trade and not developing him. Austin Reeves, Dalton Knecht, Rui Hachimura. You give him the 2031 unprotected first round pick, throw in a handful of pick swaps. And if the Grizzlies are saying, you know what, reset, down to the studs, rebuild, you get picks, you get pick swaps, young player in Reeves. Rui Hachimura had a great series. He was a dog last night. He's under a pretty nice contract too. Dalton Knecht, he looked promising at times. And you look at where Jaren Jackson Jr. is, he's going to be eligible for a Supermax extension, and he has an expiring contract that's at $25 million for 2025 and 2026, and then he can become a free agent. So even if he does, you get LeBron, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Luka Doncic. So that's something that I would love. And hey, you look at Austin Reeves, man, you go to Memphis, that's pretty close to Arkansas. You know, that would be the top of my list. Him in the next time I'm talking about. But Noel, let me get your thoughts on that. I know you're a big. I mean, Noel's got like 15 of 15 teams around the league, and the Grizzlies are certainly one of them because he's a big jaw guy. Thoughts on this even being a possibility?
Yeah, I actually had this conversation with one of our Newsweek writers, Buddy, a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking Ricardo Sandoval.
I love that guy.
Yeah, so he asked me, he's like, after the LeBron era, who's the star you would want next to Luka realistically? And Jaren Jackson was at the top of my list because, I mean, all this time that Ja's been on and off the floor, he's held it down for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's probably going to make an all-NBA team. He's become this guy that can stretch the floor, that can score at all three levels, and honestly defend 1 through 5 at a pretty high level. The only concern is how he fares once it gets to the postseason, you know. But I feel like with the Luka Doncic, with the potential LeBron James, it would be incredible for him to come over. The only thing I know he's due for a big extension this offseason, and he's going to get a bag because he's going to make that all-NBA team. So yeah, that's where you would have to clear a lot of space and really look at payroll. But if you can make it happen at his age, that would be honestly the perfect center in my eyes to put next to Luka.
I love Jaren Jackson Jr., man. Triple J. For sure. And the next guy, I don't know if this is more realistic or less realistic just because I'm curious to see what the Jazz are going to do in the draft and if they want to see how this guy plays with whoever they end up picking. And that is for Walker Kessler. Walker Kessler is a player we've talked about on the show quite a bit, especially before they traded for Luka Doncic. And Walker Kessler would be a great complement to Luka Doncic, a center that could be a top 5 center at some point. He's very young. He's very affordable. He's just 23 years old, and he's very cheap. I mean, he's earning less than $5 million next season. But Walker Kessler, he would make a ton of sense. And I think that the big question there is, would you have to give up a king's ransom to get him just because they want to see what their top 5 pick is going to look like paying alongside him? But, I mean, a defensive rebounding center, a guy that has a knack for being a really good rim roller. He can be an anchor on defense. I mean, he fits all of that. I mean, you look at his numbers and you're like, okay, all right, 11 points per game, 12 rebounds, an assist, couple blocks in 30 minutes. Doesn't blow your mind. But for what he could do with Luka Doncic and what he could mean to this team defensively, if you have Walker Kessler last night, you're going to game 6. If you have the Lakers, if you have Walker Kessler, you're probably going to win this series. Now, the Lakers would have to give up Dalton Connect, maybe a future first-round pick, 2032, bunch of pick swaps. But the question I would have for the Lakers is, would Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect and a first-round pick and some pick swaps get a deal done? That would be a lot, but then that's also you pushing all your chips in the middle of the table with LeBron James and Luka Doncic. So I like Walker Kessler as an option. How about Wendell Carter Jr.? Wendell Carter Jr., he's someone that you wouldn't have to probably give up Austin Reeves for sure. That's where you kind of dangle the Dalton Connect. Maybe you throw in a first-round pick, the 2031 first-round pick. Someone else, I mean, just throw in like a Shake Milton type. He's a dookie. What do you think about him?
Yeah, well, no, Wendell Carter Jr. From Orlando Magic. I was just thinking that too, but the only concern I have is that the Magic really need ball handlers and shot creators. So I feel like they would go really hard to try to get Austin Reeves in that deal.
Yeah, and if you're Lakers, you kind of revisit the Mark Williams package and like, okay, you kind of look at both those guys. I mean, I look at the fact that, look, he is an upgraded Jackson Hayes for sure. Yeah. And would I trade Austin Reeves for him? I think I would wait that out. I would wait that out to see if Austin Reeves can get out to a good start. Maybe look at a deadline deal. I do think you got to do some work before that Luka extension to try to kind of sweeten that deal up for sure.
Yeah. And Wendell's on a great contract too.
He is. And it's like a 3 or 4, he's got like 4 years left and it's under 20 million. So,
and he had a really good, he was one of like their good defensive pieces against the Celtics team. A reason why they actually were competing in some games.
Absolutely. And he's athletic. That's something they lacked last night. I mean, he's a big vert dude. And I think him and Luka Doncic, you would easily just add 4 or 5 points to his line every night, just playing along with Luka Doncic. How about Jared Allen? I know that Noel is not going to like Jared Allen because he probably thinks that the way he dresses isn't like drippy enough.
I do like what he said. He said that he's like, I got a nice shirt and I took it right back and I got my money back. You know, he saves money. Jared Allen would be incredible. Look at with that Cavs team, how they've become this catapult right next to Boston Celtics. He's a big reason why I think you think the Cavs want to do business with the Lakers, give Bron a piece to win a title.
Yeah. And so that's a really good point right there. They'll sign the trade details in Comic Sans, like the Dan Gilbert letter that he wrote. But no, the other thing too, I mean, you look at Wendell Carter Jr., Jared Allen's almost on like a pretty similar deal. He has like $20 million per year, 4 years left. And I think that one's certainly you're including Austin Reeves and Dalton Connect, unprotected 2031 first round pick and all those pick swaps. So that would be a kind of a swing big one. You bring up an excellent point though, in the Cavs-Lakers relationship and would they want to kind of do LeBron a solid. But you kind of look at the team they have with Garland and Mitchell and you throw Reeves in there. That'd be pretty interesting. And I think, too, kind of look at how they fare. And depending on how they do this playoffs, and that's kind of one team you want to watch is how active they will be in kind of his role if it's diminished at all. Last guy is a dude that you don't want to see in a back alley. If you're picking one of these dudes that you want to squabble with to have your back, it'd be this guy, Isaiah Stewart on the Pistons. Numbers aren't crazy. 6 points, 5.5 boards, 1.7 assists, but then you start to get into the conversation of you're keeping Austin Reeves, but you're adding by giving up Dalton Connect, Gabe Vincent, Shake Milton. I think this one I'm not as big on just because I want to keep the Dalton Connect asset for a bigger deal, right? That's kind of what I'm about, right? I think that for me, it's I need Indiana Avenue, I need Park Place, I need Boardwalk, right? I'm not trying to trade for utilities on Monopoly, right? I think that that's kind of the thing for me. But that is my top 5 right now. 5 trade targets Lakers need to go after. And then lastly here, Mark Williams, after the Lakers lost, he went to Instagram and he posted that meme. You know what's crazy, dude? Like, I'm just going to be completely honest right here. Like, you guys know me, man. Like, I'm in my 30s, but I stay pretty tapped into the youth. I stay tapped into the memes. I stay tapped into whatever's kind of hot on the internet. I really don't get the whole, I never understood this meme. Yeah, like, please put me on game with this meme.
I need Rob or J-Rob, honestly, to help out with that one. Rob, what's the context? Is this guy looking like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, it's just like you got played, you know what I'm saying? Like, like he just looking at you like
you messed up?
Yeah, he messed up,
That's kind of vibes I get too. Like, he's right there, like
okay.
I know Embiid posted it too after Simmons got traded.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's whatever it was like, hey, like, you guys made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
And then he kind of did a little smiley emoji there. And look, the truth of the matter is the Lakers did not want to get a lemon. They did not want to get a player that they thought was going to get injured. So I don't know. This is a little bit like, you're on the Hornets, like, focus on just staying healthy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, did you injure your thumbs while you were texting and posting that? You know what I mean?
LaMelo, I'm mad too, because like every chance he gets, he's kind of insinuating that he wished he got traded to the Lakers, which of course, if I were him, I would too. But to constantly go on social media when you're on the Hornets, like, that's a little disrespectful. I'd be pretty mad if I was his teammate.
Yeah, I feel like nobody likes the Hornets. Like, I just feel like everybody.
No, yeah, I agree. Yeah. Nobody likes the Hornets, but if I'm Melo, I'm like, damn, bro, like, I'm making sure you're getting your touches too, getting you 20, 30 ball games. But I don't know, maybe Melo just chilling, just likes to hoop and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would pay to see, like, I mean, LaMelo Ball is definitely one of the most fascinating. Like, what did he do yesterday? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Like, when did he wake up? Like, what did he eat? Like,
Taco Bell.
You know what I'm saying? Like, where the heck did he go? I mean, I forgot what they asked him, like, what is his most like valuable like possession? Did you see that somewhere?
No,
yeah,
what did he say?
I forgot what he said, but like, yeah, like
I did see. They asked him. They're like, "Does it bother you that people say you should get out of Charlotte and go to a big market?" And he was like, "Nah." He's like, "What bothers me is when I don't eat, or like when my dog pisses on my floor."
See, I love that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It feels like he's like in a different league. You know what I mean? It's like, what league is he playing? He's like in this like outer space somewhere, but he's still hooping. I think honestly, you could make the Charlotte Hornets cool. You really could. Like, this whole like, oh, like LaMelo should be out of Charlotte. I disagree, because look at Oklahoma City. Shea's about to win MVP with the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they're a team that I think has as great of a shot to win a championship. Okay, let's talk about Ant though real quick, because I just forgot we got this clip. Here was Anthony Edwards. Here was Ant after eliminating the Lakers, kind of strolling through LA, just feeling himself. Here was Ant and doing Ant stuff.
Welcome. I'm minding my business, man. How y'all gonna be fucking with me? I just sent y'all niggas home. Tyler, how they gonna do that?
Oh, they be talking shit.
Man, they been talking shit all week.
Hey, all the analysts said what they say.
Lakers in 5. And then look, when we was up 3-1, they said Lakers in 7.
And they say that.
Go to hell today. Hey, Tyler, what is it? Hey, the good guy gonna die in this movie. Hey, the good guy gonna die in this movie. Hey, Morris Chestnut died in this movie.
Hey, you mentioned Morris Chestnut. Is that your favorite movie, Boys in the Hood?
Nah, that ain't my favorite movie. My favorite movie, Matilda.
Matilda?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I've never seen it.
Are you tripping?
Yeah,
I need to go see that. Let's go, Trey. Trey, watch the car, watch the car. Watch the pretty lady in the back. I ain't got none. Help the team, man. I ain't got none. Real OG. I fuck with you, though. No, you're a real.
Yeah. Ant-Man is hilarious. He might be the funniest guy in the league. You never know what he's going to say. You think you know the guy? You think you're going to predict his favorite movie? Oh, you think he's going to say Bad Boys 2 or Fast and the Furious' favorite movie? No. My man said the 1996 classic Matilda was his favorite movie. I mean, where the hell did that even come from? I mean, the dude, this is what I said about Anthony Edwards. And like, I'm going to just use this as a moment to confess something, especially with Noel on the show. Okay. A couple years ago, I said that Anthony Edwards was closer to Colin Sexton than he is to LeBron James. Okay. And yes, I did say that because I was trying to troll Noel because he was a big Anthony Edwards guy at the time. And I was just kind of being a hater because people were trying to say it was Jordan's son and this and that. But I was wrong about Anthony Edwards. And he's quickly becoming my favorite player in the league just because he's a throwback. He's unapologetically himself. He's a character. He doesn't care what you think about him, what you say about him. I mean, dude got fined this series for saying my you-know-what is bigger than yours, right? And got fined $50K, which I think was on the light side. Last time his you-know-what cost him $1 million in child support. So, I mean, I love this dude. I love the way he's going about it. Didn't have the best game. But I think with Anthony Edwards, there's such a fearlessness to him. And this is a dude that I'm rooting for the Minnesota Timberwolves to win the next series, the series after that, and somehow, some way get this dude a championship. Because Anthony Edwards having success is great for the league. He's the opposite of what the boring Celtics are. Why are the Celtics making documentaries no one other than Celtics fans want to watch, right? I need a daily documentary on just Anthony Edwards, and I would tune into every single minute. So, hey, what are your thoughts on Anthony Edwards, though, man? The Ant-Man's always trolling, bro.
Shout out the Matilda mention, man.
That was that might want to be one of the craziest athlete references I've ever seen.
It's crazy cool. My favorite scene in that movie is the chocolate cake. That was a classic scene. But man, I love to see it because Ant, he's just outside of his personality off the court, which he's kept to 100% to where he came from Atlanta. But the way he's evolved on the court, he's become a really good jump shooter. He's become a leader. He's become someone that come off the pick and roll and get his guys involved. This is really what we all projected him to be coming out of that draft class with LaMelo. It was like they were hands in hand, but Ant has just skyrocketed, eons above. A lot of has to do with the team, but he talks, he backs it up, he plays both sides, and he's really good for basketball. He's really good for entertainment. And with the way we're seeing these series become so physical, if they keep going at it, they go against a Golden State Warriors team, that's gonna be a great second round.
Yeah, and he has great, like Matilda has like a 90% Rotten Tomatoes. I actually was looking it up yesterday, and all those actors and producers and directors are going to get these residual checks. They owe Anthony Edwards a salute because I guarantee those stream numbers are going to go up with that reference. A great, great family movie. Now, where do you see him going this season? Do you think they have a chance to win it all? They have a flawed roster, but damn, they have some pieces too.
They have pieces to really annoy any good team in the league. Because think about it, if they go the full mile, they're probably going to see the Boston Celtics. They have something that you need to give the Celtics a hard time. That's big, mobile wings. You can go 5 out with them. If McDaniels and Randall continue playing at this level, they can really compete with anybody.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. Watch Julius Randle be awful for the rest of the playoffs.
He just wanted to go out the Lakers.
He just want to go out the Lakers. But that's going to do it for this episode of the Big League, guys. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Join us tomorrow. We're going to have Alan Slewa on the show, the former Lakers post-game show host. He was at the game yesterday. This guy's one of the great Lakers ball knowers on the planet, so join us for that. But that is going to do it. See you tomorrow, and we are out.